In life, there are two kinds of people, those who crack their knuckles and those who hate them for it. If you crack your knuckles, you understand the good feeling you get. But how does cracking your joints work, and what really happens when you crack your joints? When you pop a joint, that oh-so-satisfying crack sure sounds like bone against bone. But if you've ever been told that it's just your joint releasing gas bubbles, well, it turns out that's actually true. Where your bones connect, you have cartilage and something called a joint capsule, which contains a lubricant called synovial fluid. When you crack your knuckles, the joint capsule expands and the fluid rushes out. No worries, it flows back into place after the joint snaps back. But during that process, little bubbles are formed. And according to a mathematical model crafted by Professor Abdul Barakat, the cracking sound you hear is those bubbles popping. Thanks, math. According to Dr. Robert Boughton of the University of California, cracking your joints is satisfying for the same reason flatulence feels so good, because it releases built-up pressure. So just think of cracking your knuckles as your hand's way of farting. Still, it's not all fun and games. According to Insider, if you feel the need to crack bigger joints like your back, hips, or neck regularly, that could be a sign of a larger issue. Frequent discomfort, tightness, or improper mobility in a joint means that something is up with the joint, and while cracking it might provide temporary relief, it doesn't address the root problem, and it could be dangerous. In 2011, a 42-year-old woman who had been cracking her own neck every day for 8 years got vertebral artery dissection, which is a leading cause of stroke in patients under 45. So if you feel the need to crack your back or neck, it's probably better to seek out professional medical advice instead of trying it yourself.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
It's a classic old wives' tale. If you crack your knuckles too much, you'll develop arthritis.
I have a special way I pop my thumb.
Oh my God! Oh!
And look!
Oh! Stop it!
But is it true? Do you actually get arthritis from cracking your knuckles? Nope. At least that's the finding of Dr. Donald Unger, who conducted one of the weirdest experiments in modern history. After being warned as a boy that he would get arthritis from cracking his knuckles, Unger decided to see if it was true. So over the next 60 years, he cracked the knuckles on his left hand at least twice a day, while never cracking the knuckles on his right hand. After more than half a century, he reported his findings. Nothing. The hands were basically the same. As his reward, Dr. Unger received the IG Nobel Prize. Later, more scientific studies using X-rays verified his findings. Sounds like he cracked the case. Not only does cracking your knuckles not cause arthritis, some studies suggest it could actually be good for you. Scientist Greg Kawchuk, for example, has speculated that since cracking one's knuckles isn't possible without proper joint alignment and enough synovial fluid, this annoying habit might actually be a sign of joint health. Meanwhile, the Washington Post writes that when a joint cracks, that area's range of motion suddenly gets way more flexible.
Gonna crack my knuckles and jump for joy. I got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
Still, don't go crack crazy just yet. According to Vox, a study in 1990 found a potential connection between frequent long-term knuckle cracking and hand swelling, as well as decreased grip strength. No follow-up studies have yet been done, though. We're guessing it probably just slipped through the cracks.
You don't crack your knuckles?
I don't. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, it's creepy.
If you're one of those poor, unfortunate souls who has never been able to crack your joints, you should probably stop trying. According to The Guardian, it's a sign that your body may simply be built differently. For example, the spacing between your knuckles might be too wide to get that crack without extreme effort. And trying too hard to force a crack can be dangerous. In fact, Women's Health reported that some people have suffered torn tendons trying to crack their joints. Keep it safe, everybody. That's not really the kind of popping sound you want to hear.
I think I've cracked it.
As you age, your joints seem to turn into bubble wrap, cracking and popping every time you move. But according to the Cleveland Clinic, that's usually not a cause for alarm. As you get older, the cartilage on your bones wears away, resulting in rougher surfaces that make more noise when they grind together. Not a big deal, but if the sensation is ever painful or uncomfortable, or if repetitive motions like push-ups cause a soft snapping sound every time you bend a particular muscle, the best way to loosen everything up is, you guessed it, more movement, stretching, and exercise. The more you shake yourself around like you did when you were younger, the more your joints are able to lubricate themselves and hopefully be less noisy. Next time someone tells you to stop cracking your knuckles, tell them about Kalai Selvan Kali Shalmugam, a British gentleman who holds the Guinness World Record for the most joints cracked continuously, with 32. Shalmugam is able to crack seemingly every bone in his body that you can think of, from all the different parts of his hand, to his hips, to his elbows, in less time than it takes you to fry an egg. When he's not making world records, he claims to use his advanced cracking abilities mainly as a stress relief valve. And that makes sense because hearing his story helped us relieve stress by cracking a smile. And that's a lot better than cracking your knuckles any day. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.